What is up? So today I'm going to be taking good signal bars off of a smaller tick chart and looking for momentum within those bars, taking them for 1-to-1. And the reason I want to do that is because I think momentum is super important. And you can go 1-to-1 without looking for these like huge moves. So I have the 2000 tick chart over here. And this will just help me find the context. So as I'm looking at this, I can sort of see what's happening on a larger scale. So you have like this downtrend with a break and a new low. Then you get a double bottom, sort of moving sideways, get an uptrend, break, new high, downtrend, break, new low, finding support off this level. And it looks like there's a range here with a triple test and a double bottom. So for the most part, I'm waiting for prices to return to one of these range parameters, either the range lows or the range highs. And then once they do that, I'm going to be looking for some sort of trend, and then I'm going to look to play that trend on a smaller tick chart. So this one is the 500, but I'm also going to look at some other tick charts here. So I'm going to pull up like the, let's maybe half that. We'll do a 250. So this one, make 250. Got the 500. Let's do a 750 and then 1,000. I think that should be enough. So let's rename this one. Looks like prices have opened, so let's get this done pretty quickly here. 750. And let's get 1,000 here. Okay. So, like I said, I'm just kind of waiting to see if prices are going to return to these highs. And once they do, I want to see if we get any kind of rejection. Looks like there's a short-term uptrend here that gets a break and new high. So if we turn down here, then I would definitely be interested. Looks like we are making a higher high than this previous one. And you'll note that whenever prices came off this resistance, they weren't really able to get through the midline, which shows that there might be some buying pressure here. It's also possible that the range, if there is a range, that the highs are somewhere actually up here. So just kind of waiting, watching. I think there could be some sort of trend up like this. But I wouldn't be looking to trade that because of all this resistance up here. Even if you do get some sort of setup or something here, I won't be interested in that one. Okay, looks like that's not correct, and we are indeed trending down, so let's see if we can get something on the 500. How about that one? So I've got this smaller 500 tick chart. It's really small on the streaming screen. I don't really know a better way to do it. So I can definitely see a downtrend on the 250 tick. Coming back to touch this for a third time to confirm it. Okay, so we pushed up and through on both of these, on both of those charts. And on the 750, it looks like that is a break. So it looks like it's a break on every smaller tick time frame. Even the 1,000 here, you can see. So I feel like you'll probably see the trends first on the smaller tick chart. So you'll probably see them first on the 250 because it is the smallest one that I have right now. So maybe I'll start with this one and then I'll work my way up. So looking back at this 2000 tick chart here, just kind of recapping what happened. Downtrend break new low, double bottom, double top. Looks like a range here. Prices are finding resistance off of what was a triple test right there. This downtrend plays out early and finds support off of this triple test, which looks like it's the midline of the range. So thinking there might be some sort of bullish bias here at this point, because after you come off the highs, you're expecting prices to go to the lows, and that's not what happens. You get a short-term uptrend that gets a break and new high, and then you come back within the range with a pretty strong short-term downtrend that gets a break and new low. So again, this downtrend has played out super early, and prices look to be going to test the highs again. So I am not really super keen on taking a short anymore, because this is I'm watching prices really struggle to go lower, even whenever they should. So just gonna kind of wait and see, and I'm betting the prices are probably gonna break out this high side. And I'm not actually taking a trade there, but I'm thinking that that's probably what's going to happen now. It's going to be loud here for a second. I got a protein shake I'm going to shake up. Okay, so prices are just, I guess, not really sure where to go here after this downtrend played out. So they're just chopping around. So really what I'm just looking for is, okay, where am I pretty sure what's going to happen? And then how can I find a setup there? Because lots of times whenever I'm like 99% sure what's going to happen, there's not a setup. So I'm trying to use the smaller tick chart to find a setup in a place where I am like almost positive what's going to happen. And I feel like I'll do best trading with the momentum as opposed to trading horizontal support and resistance, because I get those wrong a lot. So hopefully by trading on a smaller tick chart using those trend lines and that momentum, maybe I can find trades in these places where I am really sure. So prices are trending down again, and there is a downtrend on this chart. But the thing is, I'm just not too positive about like why prices are trending down here. So like this one, after we get this failed breakout, yeah, I'm expecting prices to trend down, but now we were just chopping around and we're getting a trend outside of this like little micro range. So it's not really an area that I'm looking to take a trade. Even though there are, looks like maybe some good signal bars off of this downtrend. Actually, there's not really any, to be honest. Not really any here either. So I'm looking for a measured leg down now. Continuing down. Okay, we reached that measured leg. So let's see if prices are able to turn up or if we're going to continue lower. Looks like this downtrend is still in play. Prices are pushing lower. So this measured move was not respected as a support level, but it was a pretty useful target there. Looks like this trend is probably on a bigger chart. So even if you go to the, I guess the one you got to look for, something like the 1,000 tick right here, and you can see that downtrend. For some reason, I need to put the indicator that counts ticks on all these. See if I can find it. Tick counter. There we go. Okay. Let's get that on all these because just realized I should probably know how many ticks the bar has left. Probably be helpful. So it looks like on the 1,000 tick, there is a good signal bar that would have worked right there, but prices are just like on the 2,000, looking like they're really far from the EMA, and they could snap back at any moment. But it looks like we are headed down to the overnight lows, which I'm seeing as range support right now. So I'm going to wait until prices get down here, and then I'm going to be looking for some sort of trend up, most likely, depending on how they react. This downtrend now has a break and new low. Prices are looking like they're going to return to the EMA. Let's see if prices are able to find any resistance there. So we had one leg back to the EMA and looks like prices are pushing lower. They were not quite able to test this resistance or the old support that might hold as resistance. So let's see if we get another leg up. We might get one. Nope, we just pushed down and we are continuing lower. Looks like we are going to test this overnight low. Just waiting for prices to come down to these lows or turn up or just get something that I'm more confident in what's going on right now. I mean, I know what I'm expecting to happen, but I don't really see a setup occurring there. For me, at least. So really what I'd like to see is prices to come down to the overnight lows, that double bottom support, and then turn up and find some momentum for an uptrend. So maybe this downtrend is a little bit wider. It doesn't really look like it would be, but just with those two perfect legs down right there, makes me think maybe this is a little bit wider right here. There's not truly a break in new low. So maybe this is a downtrend and then this is a break in two legs to a new low. So let's see if prices are able to move higher off of this. Okay, so I'm going to start zoning into this 250 tick here, see if there's a trend to find. Not looking like it. Continuing to move down. We haven't officially tested these lows yet, so maybe that's what prices are attempting to do, or they're just kind of moving sideways. I don't even know if on the stream you can see that, like the price action right now. Yeah, it looks like you can, just barely. So I know I've got that other screen down there. I'll move it up just a tad. Bring this more center focused. So maybe we'll see a little fail breakout and then a move higher. Okay, that's a pretty strong move down right there. So now we have a breakout of these lows. Looks like there might be some sort of spike in channel in play. Could be something like this in play. Let's see how prices react there. So now that we've broken out of these lows, and it looks like we might continue lower because this is a very strong downtrend. I want to see prices return to this level, and then maybe we'll get a setup on the smaller tick charts. If that holds. Okay, let's see if this holds here. And it looks like we are going to push up and through. Start looking for an uptrend. This could still be valid. We could come down and test this break a new low. First, I want to see if prices are able to hold that smaller upturn trend. Doesn't look like it, not there. So that's just kind of a spike up. You might get some sort of trend here, potentially. See what happens as we return to that level. So I don't want to take this third touch, but maybe if we get another one. And it looks like prices are going to push through that trend. It's probably not going to be valid. Doesn't really look super valid on this 2000 tick chart. Nope, I don't think so. I'm just going to remove all the trends off of this. Same for this one. I should set a hotkey to remove all drawing objects because I do it pretty often. Okay, let's just wait and sort of see what happens, what sort of forms here. See if prices react off that, but I kind of don't think they will. But it just kind of fits well off the opposite side. And the midline as well. So we're clearly getting some up movement. Let's go ahead and draw this trend here on the 2000. See what prices do here. Are they going to respect this? Looks like this downtrend is not going to be respected, most likely. And I might look to take something off the 1000, maybe the 750. That original trend that I had drawn could be correct. Okay, let's see what happens. I like how this trend looks on the 500 and the 1000. But it does look a little bit different on the 2000. So it looks like we got a little range. It's a fail breakout there. We might continue higher if we are able to come down to the trend line.
Order submitted.
So I'm looking for a good signal bar with momentum off of the trend line now. So on the 2000, it looks like we are already coming off of the trend line, but on the 1000 and the 500, it does not look like it is. Continuing higher, really continuing higher. It looks like the trend on the 2000 is really the right one there.
Order canceled.
Looking at the
Order
1000
submitted.
now. So there was a good signal bar on the 1000, but it didn't really have a bunch of momentum as far as I could see. I was able to get it to fit better on the 1000. Might be pressing my luck a little bit if I do end up going long now that we're getting pretty far from the EMA. This is already a pretty decent move here. Okay, we do end up going higher there.
Order
So
canceled.
maybe that was one that I should have taken. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see about the 750. What are we seeing on here? We'd have to cut through too much there. Same with the 500. So the only useful one right now is the 1000 and the 2000. Clearly, that's holding. Price are looking really strong here. Expecting them to come up to the overnight highs, or not the overnight highs, but this range high.
Order submitted.
Putting in a buy order in case prices come back to this trend line with a strong momentum signal bar. Whew, I almost spilled my protein shake like onto my computer. Since I got this PC, I've been scared about doing that. Like spilling some water or something right into the fan on top. Just like frying it immediately. Okay, looks like we just kind of working sideways right now. Looks like we're coming back to this trend. Okay, we touched it, and I'm looking for momentum. It looks like we're going to break the trend right here.
Order canceled.
Yep, so we broke that trend. No longer looking for anything. Right now, I'm expecting a break and new high of this trend on the 2000. So I'm going to wait until this pullback is over, and then prices start to trend higher again, and then look for something on a smaller tick chart. That's what I'm looking for. It's a pretty strong like back right there. It's a really strong like back. Okay, so this could be the start of the trend right here, but I'm not too sure. That does look like it's going to retest. So I'm looking at the 250 tick right now.
Order submitted.
And I'm looking for a good signal bar off of that uptrend that just started.
Order filled.
Okay, I just entered. And I'm looking for 1-to-1. Prices are looking congestive. Not sure if they're going to hold that. And looks like we're going to get stopped. So that was not a great trade there. So let's see what prices do as they pull back here. Looks like on the 2000 tick, you might have get some sort of like second entry long right here. Continuing lower, so the short-term downtrend on the 2000 tick has a break and a new low. Still expecting prices to go higher to test this uptrend high. So as far as that last trade, it looks like at least on the 250, prices were pretty congestive right there. And though it was a good signal bar that did close on its highs, I'm questioning if there was actually a good amount of momentum there. So I'll have to go back and watch that because I feel like there actually wasn't enough momentum. Looking for price to test the break new high. We have a
Order
possible
submitted.
trend on the 250 tick, short-term uptrend. Waiting to see if there's some type of good signal bar, but we are getting pretty close to the break and new high that I was looking for. Right up there to it now. Looks like we're going to break this uptrend on the
Order
250.
canceled.
Yep. So nothing there, and we are bumping up into these highs. Still haven't quite reached the break and new high, but we're pretty close. So I think we're right up there to it now. Okay, we've hit the break and new high of this uptrend, so there's nothing that I'm looking for long right now. Still expecting the prices will probably come back and test this resistance. So that's my target to the upside, but I probably won't be looking to take anything, at least not right now. Pretty strong up move right there. Looks like you might be getting some sort of second leg up. So if you measure that one, we might get some sort of measured move. So now this trend looks like it's going to get a break in new high. Still expecting prices to come up to the range high right now. Moving our way up to this measured move and the range highs. Okay, continuing up and through these range highs and the measured move. So it's possible there's some sort of larger trend. This one would be very unconfirmed at this point. Probably not that, but maybe something like this working higher. So we pushed through that measured move. And it looks like we might be getting some sort of secondary trend to test the overnight highs. Okay, let's see what we're going to do
Order submitted.
here. Looks like we're going to break that uptrend, and that's probably not correct.
Order
Either way,
canceled.
that's not really an area I should probably be taking a trade. We just broke out of this, so I'm expecting prices to fade, really. Not to say that won't be correct, but it's probably not a good bet to take that. Looks like prices are continuing to play it. So continuing to move higher there. Definitely looks like the target is the overnight high here.
Order submitted.
Thinking we might get another touch off of this trend line. If we get some good momentum there, maybe I'll be interested. No. Decent signal bar,
Order
but no
canceled.
real momentum. Also looks like we might have just broken it on the 1000. Continuing higher, this might actually be some sort of spiking channel. I don't know, this looks like it could be a spike. Let's see if I can find something that fits. Maybe not. Maybe it's just like this, after all. So definitely looks like we're going to test these overnight highs. Coming back to this trend line once again.
Order submitted.
Waiting for a strong move up, if we get one. Good signal bar, but not a very strong move. Okay, I just saw some momentum there, so I'm going to move this up and see if we get filled there.
Order filled.
So entered on the 1000 tick on a good signal bar off that trend line. We are pretty far from the EMA on the 2000. Looks like we're probably going to get stopped out on that one. We're still looking pretty sideways. Getting pretty close to the stop there.
Stop
And we're
filled.
stopped. So 2 losers right there, but that's okay. Just kind of seeing what works here. So expecting a break new high of this uptrend and for prices to come up to the overnight highs. That's still my target up there. Thinking maybe there will be a second leg down, similar to right here, where you got the 2 legs down before you started moving higher. Price is sort of chopping around on the 2000. So it looks like get a second entry long there. Signal bar wasn't great though. Looking for the break and new high of this uptrend and for prices to come up to these overnight highs still. Looks like there might be some sort of range right here as we made that double top. So prices are clearly just chopping around. Just want to see if this range ends up holding. Still expecting a break new high and still expecting prices to go up to the overnight high. Those are the two targets still. Looks like we're breaking out of this double top, possible range high. Still looking for that breaking new high. So it looks like we weren't quite able to get that break in new high, and now we're getting a pretty strong push down through the EMA. So a slight failed breakout of the double top. Prices might be coming back to test the breakout here. So you can see they never had a really convincing retest, so that is what I think they're doing right now. It's pretty close to a retest. Not entirely sure what's happening now. So this uptrend looks like it's had its attempt at a break in new high. It doesn't always reach it. A double top can count. So I'm not really looking for any longs. And we just tested this old resistance, which looks like it's going to be holding support. So not really looking for any shorts either. Just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen now. Pretty strong push up there. Check out the 250. So it looks like we are going to hit the break a new high. So this range doesn't seem right anymore. Looks like it was possibly correct here, a little failed breakout, and then we came back and tested this breakout area, and now we're headed higher. Definitely still finding some resistance at that level though. So let's see if we're able to get up and through there. So we hit the overnight high, and we have a break in new high of the uptrend. So everything's played out to the upside, and I'm expecting prices to possibly turn down here. Definitely not looking for any longs at this point. Not yet, at least. So I'm thinking if we get some sort of downtrend here, that I'll be willing to take that. want to take a look at what this might look like. Not enough evidence there yet. Looks like this short-term uptrend is probably going to get a break in new high if it doesn't already have one, so it might already have a break in new high. So that could already be a break in new high there. Clearly prices are deciding whether they want to continue higher after reaching these overnight highs, or if we're going to continue trading, or if we're going to continue in this range-like structure and get a nice little sell-off. So it looks like we might be getting a short-term downtrend here, or downtrend on the 250 tick.
Order submitted.
Waiting for prices to return to the possible downtrend on the 250, and then see if we get any kind of momentum here. I don't really see any good signal bar, but not any momentum. Another good signal bar, but not really any momentum.
Order canceled.
Nothing there for the 250, at least. Looks like we just kind of bounced off this old resistance level and the EMA. So prices still just kind of deciding whether they're going to trade up higher past this overnight high, or whether we're going to turn down and this is going to be a range. That's what it feels like to me. Not saying this feels like a range, but that's what it feels like is happening. Prices are just kind of in between two options. nothing for me to do here, just waiting. Continuing to move up. Looks like this short-term uptrend is getting a pretty convincing break a new high, whereas this little congestive close outside is not super convincing. This one is a little bit more convincing, even though it's just a double top right now. Okay, we might start trending down now, so watching for that. Seeing if we get a nice push through the EMA and through that support level. Looks like that is what we're getting right there.
Order
So I saw
submitted.
some nice momentum on that move down on the 250 tick. And
Order
no,
canceled.
thank you. Still finding some support. So there's some old resistance right there. The prices have now held twice. Looks like there's a little bit of a range right here going on. Still nothing to do here. Just watching prices chop sideways. Waiting for some sort of breakout of this little micro range.
Order submitted.
Looking at the 250, seeing a possible little short-term downtrend coming back within this range area.
Order canceled. Order submitted.
Not looking valid there.
Order canceled. Order submitted.
Pulling it back, looks like there might be something. Downtrend does look to be holding, but there wasn't any kind of entry on the 250. Now we've already hit that
Order
support,
canceled.
but we might continue trending lower. Okay, got a strong push up there, and looks like there might be an 11 o'clock news item. I'm gonna pull up FX Street here. Looks like there is a Fed speech going on right now. I'm gonna pull up the 1,000 tick. See if there's any kind of good entry that we can get off of this trend line.
Order submitted.
Prices are moving pretty fast though, so could be pretty risky. It's a very strong downtrend right there. Overshooting even the 1,000 tick. Okay, prices are
Order
moving way too
canceled.
fast here. Just gonna wait. So clearly we've come back within this range. I'm going to move this old range up to where I now think the resistance is, which I think is right there. We have a downtrend here. That looks like it might get some sort of overshoot. Prices are retaking back the move from the news. So generally whenever you see prices move, like a big move for some news event, you'll see them pretty much instantly take that back before going one direction or another. So I think that's what's going on right now. Pretty volatile still. So returning to this possible uptrend.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
Looks like we might test this break and new low of the downtrend. So I'm still looking for a break and new low of this downtrend. That's what I'm thinking right now. Prices are looking like they're in a range, so I'm expecting prices to come down to the lows, most likely. the short-term downtrend right here has a break and new low, and prices are coming back within this little congestive area. Looks like there's maybe a little bit of a broader support area right here. Getting a super strong move up.
Order submitted.
Looking to see if prices are going to react off the 250, and looks like, oh, and I missed it. Dang it.
Order canceled.
So they did react, but it was too fast. So now this uptrend right here has a break a new high. If you want to draw something like that. So downtrend needs a break a new low. This uptrend gets a break a new high. And prices are probably going to reset where the news event started, most likely. Not entirely sure what to expect here. So again, just thinking that prices could test this break a new low. This uptrend looks like it has a break a new high. In between that, there's two legs down. There's a clear support area right here. I was expecting prices to come back to this place where the news started, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. So I'm just not entirely sure where prices are going. So we've broken through that support level. Looks like we're coming back to test it now, see if it's going to hold its resistance. I think I'm just going to call it a day there. So 2 losers, is what it is. I wanted to try something new. Maybe I'll stick with it. Maybe I won't. Going to check out the trades that I took later on and go from there.